This currency of choice actually serves two purposes. Number one, it's to help people understand what they need to achieve. Now, the Gallup organization that does a number of polls around all things people practices says that over 50% of the global workforce doesn't actually know what they're meant to achieve. Not do, but achieve. Over 50%, and that's a problem. That's a problem for them because they're kind of like, well, what's happening? What's going on here? But that's a problem for you as well because it's difficult to hold people accountable for doing a good job. I'll demonstrate what I'm about to say by telling you a story of a man named Bill. Most of the time when we have trouble with accountability and performance, it's because we are focusing on the wrong things. So years ago, 5, 6 years ago, I was working with a manager. We'll call him Bill, not his real name, not his real picture. But this man, Bill, did work for a company called Brickworks. So they make bricks. They're an Australian manufacturing company. They make bricks. And I was working with them. I was doing a 6-month leadership program with them. And we got to, around the currencies of choice, and we got to this currency of choice. And Bill was, it was a virtual call. Bill was, on the end of the Zoom call, and he goes, Kim, I am tearing out my hair. I've got a bloke named John who's a salesperson. Bill managed a sales team. I've got a bloke named John, and he is just not performing, and no matter what I do, I can't get him to perform. I said, great. What are your expectations? He said, John is supposed to make 120 phone calls on a weekly basis and visit 10 clients. Okay, cool, 120 phone calls, visit 10 clients. How many is he doing? I don't know, 70 to 80 phone calls, and he might visit 1 or 2. I said, okay, so what's his output? What's his production? Oh, he's selling about $120,000 worth of bricks. I said, okay, what do you expect him to sell? $120,000 worth of bricks. Do you see the issue here? Bill expects John to sell $120,000 worth of bricks. John is selling $120,000 worth of bricks. But where in Bill's mind John is falling short is he is not making the phone calls. He is not visiting the people. And I said, okay, so are you saying that if he did more phone calls and visited more people that he would sell more than $120,000 worth of bricks? He goes, oh, Kim, I don't want him to do that. What? Help me out here. He goes, no, we don't have the production capacity. Managers focus on the stuff. Managers focus on the checklists. We say that you have to do 120 phone calls a day and visit 10 clients, and you're not doing that, so therefore you are failing despite the fact that he's actually achieving the results that they want him to achieve. Does this make sense? We focus on the wrong stuff. And it's because we've been trained to do this. Since the days of the Industrial Revolution, way back when we were taking kids off the farm, putting them into the factory with little or no education, little or no English skills, we were giving them checklists of things to do. We were dumbing it down for people. We weren't treating them like adults. We were treating them like children. And this, you know how Gus said yesterday how our processes can sometimes trip us up and keep us from succeeding? This is one of the processes and practices. A lot of the people practices that you take for granted, that you've been taught, that you've modeled from the people that you've come up with in your salons are just plain wrong because the workforce has changed. Not only since COVID, but in the last few decades, the workforce has changed. They're much more intelligent. They're much more innovative, or they can be if you let them. So we concentrate on the wrong things. So here's your secret to success.